Hi there, this video we're going to look at cropping tool, but the perspective cropping tool. We're going to fix corrections, say in this building here, so it looks nice and straight now, like we were photographing it from straight on. We'll even go a bit further and remove this kind of lens distortion here where it's kind of bending, just to tidy it up. Then we'll crop it right in to be a nice cool brick wall. Super flat, super straight. All right, let's jump in now and learn how to do it. All right, from your 05 cropping folder, grab perspective crop 1 and 2. We're going to start with number 1. And it's just for images, like it's really hard to get, especially when you're photographing, say something on the wall, you want it to be perfectly straight. Okay, maybe it's for a lookbook or photographs of art. It might be a poster, a billboard, something that you want to be straight, but it's just not. I've got a really kind of extreme angle here, but often it's just something that I'm just trying to get right in front of. I line my camera up and there's still just a little bit of perspective, especially when you're photographing something large like a billboard, you just can't help the perspective. So we're going to use this tool here, click and hold down the crop tool until you find the perspective crop tool. And all you need to do is click on all the edges. How accurate this is, you spend on this, zooming in and kind of getting it perfect, generally the nicer the result. We're going to give that a whirl, click on all 4 corners, hit return on your keyboard, and there you go, it straightens it up. This is a strange image. I think it is meant to be this tall, okay, because the font looks fine. If you find yours like super tall and skinny, you can either undo and go back and try and get in the corners a little better, or just kind of stretch it out a little bit. Which brings me at a cool little shortcut is, I know that crop tool is C, but so is perspective tool is also the shortcut C. How do I like toggle between them? So if you hold the shift key down on your keyboard and tap so I know that V is the move tool, C is the crop tool. But if I keep hitting C, it doesn't go through like the rest of them. You hold shift and C and it just toggles through all you can see them there. Holding shift, tapping C toggles through them all, and that's true of any of them. So I do a lot for the rectangle marquee tool, which is M for the marquee tool, but if you hold Shift M, you can see it toggles through between the elliptical and the rectangle marquee tool. Anyway, so Shift C until you get to the crop tool, and I'm just going to expand it out. I hold Alt when I drag the sides. That's Alt on a PC or Option on a Mac, just so it goes equal distant both sides. And I'm just going to use my transform just to kind of decide how I feel it was when I photographed. It's not my photograph, but sometimes there can be a little bit of this just tweaking to get it perfect. Let's look at another example, this one here. So perspective crop 2, and this is a building. It's just, it's impossible to get it kind of flush on because we don't have a cherry picker or the right lens. So we just want to straighten it up. We're going to follow these lines. I'm going to click once up here, click once there, click once down here. Trying to follow the edges, click on all 4 corners. If you get it wrong, you can just drag these things afterwards. Okay, and when you're ready, click return on your keyboard and kind of just straightens it up like you're looking straight on. This particular image, because of the lens, there's a little bit of bowing in here. So a little extra trick if you're dealing with larger objects is you can fix them up using the filter and the one that says lens correction. Now, if you've photographed this, what can happen is that the data from the JPEG comes through and it tells you the camera model, the lens, the settings, the f-stop, all of that. And if it does, it can do some automatic settings to fix what you're working on. Ours doesn't, so I want to turn on the grid down the bottom here so that we can kind of see that. You see it kind of bows out there. So just to fix the lens distortion quick and easy, click on this top option here. It says remove distortion. And basically you either drag towards the center or out of the center, okay, to get either more fisheye or less fisheye. Okay, so I'm dragging out. You can see it's kind of going the other way, so I'm going to drag it back. I'm holding my mouse down the whole time, just little steps, and I'm just trying to match the grid. So it was bowing out. Now, slowly but surely, you can see there, now I've got a nice straight edge there, a little bit off over here, and that's just my fault for not spending a bit more time with the perspective crop. Okay, I just kind of clicked around the outside. I could fix that now by just clicking around the edges again, but being a lot straighter around here. Let's say we just want to clip on the inside of this. I don't want I just want the straight up brickwork. So I'm going to be a lot more perfect along there. This one here needs just a little tweak. Don't be afraid to zoom in, Dan. Hit return, and now I've got a kind of a perfectly straight wall. So that's the perspective crop tool. Your object might be laying on the ground, up on a wall. Then we added a little bit of extra when we looked at lens correction. And lens correction doesn't have to be used just when you're using this perspective crop. You can use lens correction for any image. All right, let's get into the next video.